This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple fires more money at lasers, an obvious admission in the Epic v. Apple trial, and blue light probably isn't what's keeping you awake. It's Thursday, the 6th of May, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Whether you're turned on by lasers or job creation, there's something in Apple's latest press release for you. Also, the future of iPhones, Texas. Seriously, there's something in it for lots of people. The company said Wednesday that it's dipped back into its advanced manufacturing fund, doling out $410 million to II-VI, identified by Apple as a leading manufacturer of optical technology. The $410 million is on top of the $390 million Apple invested with II-VI back in 2017. Sounds like money well spent. Apple's release says II-VI manufactures vertical cavity surface-emitting lasers that help power Face ID, Memoji, Animoji, and portrait mode selfies. Apple also works with II-VI to manufacture lasers used in the LiDAR scanner, technology that helps deliver faster, more realistic augmented reality experiences and improves autofocus in low-light scenes in photos and videos. Apple doesn't mention this, but that tech's bound to be big for whatever mixed reality, augmented reality solution Apple eventually brings to market. LiDAR is also expected to play a big part in self-driving cars, which Apple is expected to play a big part in too. Teasing tomorrow and days to come, II-VI CEO Dr. Vincent Matera Jr. He's quoted in the release saying the partnership between Apple and II-VI sets the stage for a new wave of breakthrough technologies that we believe will enable a wide range of applications that will benefit our world for decades to come. Also quoted in the press release, Apple Chief Operating Officer Jeff Williams, who said, "We established Apple's Advanced Manufacturing Fund to support American businesses creating next-generation technology and the jobs of tomorrow. II-VI shares our commitment to push the boundaries of innovation, and we're proud to be extending our work together across the country." I know, I mentioned Texas. That's where their partnership started back in 2017. These jobs are all over the place, though. Apple's press release says the expanded investment will create additional capacity and accelerate delivery of future components for iPhone, with 700 jobs in Sherman, Texas, Warren, New Jersey, Easton, Pennsylvania, and Champaign, Illinois. Your App Store search results just got a bit more crowded with stuff you're not searching for. Bloomberg says Apple is putting, or has put, a second advertising slot in the App Store. I say is or has because I'm not sure which it is. Or has. According to Bloomberg, the company launched a new position for a paid advertisement on the App Store's search page, which will pop up at the top of the suggested apps list. Previously, developers could bid for an ad for specific terms within the search results themselves. Hence my is-has conundrum. It sounds like they've gone ahead and pitched it to developers, though I've not seen it turn up yet in the App Store on my iPhone. In pitching it to developers, Apple says millions of users visit the App Store search tab every day to find and download their next app. With search tab ads, you can capture the attention of these customers before they search. Well, at least the ad's not tracking you. Still, wouldn't it be neat to let consumers do what they're trying to do instead of trying to distract them? No, you're not the product, but you can be a captive audience. Checking in on the epic brawl. I remember bringing this up a long time ago. It may have been on Mac OS Ken or Mac OS Ken Live, not sure. But I remember looking up whether Epic allows people who break the rules to stay on its platforms, Or does it give them the boot? Well, I found the answer. It is great to have them say it under oath. Apple Insider points to a Twitter thread, which points to another Twitter thread, both of which were following the courtroom drama. The first was from Addy Robertson of The Verge. Quoting a few of his tweets, Apple is moving to one of its big talking points. Epic has developer agreements just like Apple does on Unreal Engine and within Fortnite. He's got Apple's lawyers asking, people who cheat within Fortnite can be permanently banned. Is that right? Epic Games technical director Andrew Grant says, yes. People always find a new way to cheat and people get away with it until they're caught. Is that fair? Again, Grant says yes. Skipping a couple of tweets, let's talk about honesty, says Apple's lawyer. You knew you were being dishonest, didn't you? You knew you were acting without integrity, weren't you? This is in reference to Epic secretly adding a payment system through the hot fix that got it kicked off the App Store. That tweet led to a tweet from Shannon Lau, a video games journalist with the Washington Post. It said, Apple counsel talks about the hot fix and now speaks of acting without integrity. Epic's Grant says, he doesn't know what to do with that characterization. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Really, though, the important question was already asked and answered. If you break Epic's rules, do you get kicked off Epic's platforms? Yes, you do. See you tomorrow. iOS 14.5's been out for about a week and a half, and that's apparently been a week and a half free of Apple Music for some HomePods. 9to5Mac says some folks with Apple sound machines have had issues with the streaming music service since the 14.5 update. When calling out to Apple's virtual assistant to play a song or artist, the piece says Siri seems to be unable to find a song on Apple Music. The piece links to a number of complaints about the issue on Twitter. While the report's author, Jose Adorno, is having the problem as well, it's unclear how widespread the problem is. To give you an example, I'm not having this problem on my HomePod, nor on my HomePod Mini. It's also unclear whether they're using HomePod as a catch-all term for both models or whether they just mean the big guy specifically. If you're having this problem and looking for a fix, you're not alone. For now, 9to5Mac suggests AirPlaying from another device to the relatively smart speaker until a fix is in. If you're rocking night shift on your Apple devices in hopes of getting a better night's sleep, bad news from Brigham Young University. The post from the school outlines a recent BYU study that seems to dent the sleep benefits of warm light. According to the post, it's widely believed that the emitted blue light from phones disrupts melatonin secretion and sleep cycles. To reduce this blue light emission and the strain on eyes, Apple introduced an iOS feature called Night Shift in 2016, a feature that adjusts the screen's colors to warmer hues after sunset. Android phones soon followed with a similar option, and now most smartphones have some sort of night mode function that claims to help users sleep better. But they don't. At least they didn't in a recent study by BYU psychology professor Chad Jensen. Jensen and company ran a sleep study with 3 groups: people who used smartphones at night with night shift, people who used smartphones at night without night shift, and people who didn't use smartphones at night. Amish, I call them, but whatever. According to Jensen, in the whole sample, there were no differences across the 3 groups. Night shift is not superior to using your phone without night shift, or even using no phone at all. So they dug a bit deeper, this time dividing the groups into 2 subgroups, those who got 6 hours of sleep and those who got 7. For the people who got 7, researchers found that people who did not use a phone before bed experienced superior sleep quality relative to both those with normal phone use and those using night shift. For the people who only got 6, there were no differences in sleep outcomes based on whether the participants used night shift or not, according to the report. Says Mr. Jensen, This suggests that when you are super tired, you fall asleep no matter what you did just before bed. The sleep pressure is so high, there is really no effect of what happens before bedtime. According to the report, the results suggest that it is not blue light alone that creates difficulty falling or staying asleep. The psychological engagement experienced when texting, scrolling, and posting are also important factors that affect sleep outcomes. Something to think about.
While you're lying awake, staring at the ceiling, contemplating the void.
And finally today, totally bogus news from England. An Apple TV Plus series has been nominated for a 2021 TV Choice Award, and it's not Ted Lasso. In fairness, I can see where England might not be the biggest fan of Ted Lasso, but still. 9 to 5 Max says the M. Night Shyamalan creeptacular Servant has been nominated in the category Best Drama Series. It'll go up against such series as the Batman prequel Pennyworth, Dark, and This Is Us. TV Choice is what TV Guide used to be in the States, except not in the States. Unlike other awards, such as the Golden Globe and the Oscars, 9 to 5 Max says the winners of the TV Choice Awards are all chosen by the public through voting. A lot of me wants to make fun of these awards. Still, if the general public picks an Apple TV Plus show over a slew of others, I don't imagine Apple would be too embarrassed to say so. UK listeners vote early and often, or however voting is handled. Winners of the TV Choice Awards will be announced in early September. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.